I work in the private sector. My wife and my parents work in government sector. So I get to see both the views. Please understand one thing that if the government employees were really so incompetent, the government would have collapsed, which is not the case. So challenges faced by government employee. The first thing is fear of failure for sure. Government employees try to avoid new challenging work. Unlike private sector, where trying and failing is considered a part of growing, in government job, trying and failing goes into your record book for the rest of your life. That is very important. So people try to do only those things that they are good at and avoid anything that may put a mark on their personal file. So let's give you an example. I try to complete my work in a new way, which will reduce the work pressure for my team. If I fail, there's still some development which will be recognized at the time of appraisal. For a government employee, the end result, failure will be written in the personal file. Also, these personal files are for life. So anything that happened 15 years back can be raised anytime and used against you to deny you a promotion or punish you. For private sector, it's only year to year and old dirt is not dug up. People rarely lose job due to such failure, but punishment transfer to a remote location is a big possibility. Imagine suddenly being transferred to a remote place in Northeast where children are studying for the board exam or preparing for competitive examination. So second aspect is lack of motivation. A star performer in any organization is an asset and will be rewarded, and the organization will do all it can to keep him or her on their payroll. That will include out of turn promotion and higher salary hike, such that in government job, the promotion to a great extent is time barred. So there is really no great incentive to work hard. In fact, taking responsibility and failing in your work can actually go against you in the long run. So after a few days, people fall in a routine and lose motivation. High workload, that is another aspect of why government employees are sometimes deemed to be lazy. Unbelievable but true. Government officers are 24-hour employees and they have to work for 10 to 12 hours a day minimum. It is only clerks, who are also called Group C employees in some cases, who can leave by 5:30 or 6 p.m. All officers spend long hours at office. You do not see them since they are not visible. Another aspect is nepotism. Even though you may not receive out of turn promotion, a godfather can protect you in a government job. In private sector, unless the godfather is the CEO, he or she cannot protect someone without burning fingers. Once you see that someone is enjoying his or her life and you are slogging under the workload, resentment grows. In private sector, you can complain to the HR and change your team, but in government job, it is unlikely. Another aspect is bureaucratic structure for sure in government jobs. Everything needs to go through proper channel. I have seen my family members being fed up with bureaucratic structure, resulting into a frustrated group of people. Another aspect is overcrowding in offices. How do we private sector employees react when we are called by the manager for more than 3 to 4 times a day? A customer-facing employee has to interact with at least 100 people a day without any formal training in customer-facing. Also in government offices, they deal with customers and not interact with customers. That clearly shows the mindset. So that's important. They do not deal with customer, but rather, they deal with customers but not interact with them. So that changes the whole mindset. These challenges relate into following things, such as too much accountability. Unbelievable, yeah, but it's true. Any proposal brought by an employee has to be vetted across so many layers that by the time the approval comes, it is more or less irrelevant. Too little accountability. This is also true. While government organizations have extremely strict accountability layers for internal work, the dealing with outsider is more or less is done without any supervision or accountability. So while purchasing a paper clip will require 2 layers of approval, a 15 lakh tender quality is not checked. Guess what is the outcome? Lack of empathy. That is, one of the major ones. In private sector, before an employee is allowed to interact with customer, they are provided thorough training so that they do not lose temper and maintain a dignified posture. In government organizations, customer facing jobs are considered punishment and no formal training is given to employees. So, what do we not see is behind these rude behavior, there is a person who has interacted with almost 50 people since morning without any basic training to deal or interact with customer. So these are the challenges and outcome of most of the employees. Of course, there are a large number of them who really do not want to work. But consider the fact that a government employee selected from at least 1 lakh people actually shows that the person has to be talented and hardworking to get into government office. That hardworking person does not lose his nature overnight, but reaches the stage of indifference over a time after facing all the challenges that I've described. So hopefully this answers your question, and you can leave a comment below and I would be more than happy to read your thoughts. Have a great day. Bye bye.